Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. So, this is the handheld I was talking about last week. Yep, odd coincidences happen to me all the time. So, a couple weeks ago, I got my PSP Go running. You guys seen the video on that. Got really excited, realized I wanted my PlayStation Vita back. Now, I used to have a 1000 model OLED Vita. I loved it, but I ended up getting rid of it. So I decided I wanted to rebuy my Vita. Did some shopping. You know, I don't do the eBay stuff. I shop on Mercari. Tons of Vitas all over Mercari, all the way, 150 to $400 depending on what you're getting. Uh, so I went to a shop I normally go to for specific things. They good rep on there, good stuff. They normally take care of their stuff. They clean it up. You normally get what you're paying for. So about a week and a half ago or so, I ordered this neon orange Vita from that shop. I was kind of excited. I've never had a 2000 model Vita. I always went with the 1000 OLED screen. I'm a sucker for it. But knowing the OLED screen kills the battery and you're going to get 45 minutes of gameplay on a fully charged 1000 model, but it's going to look beautiful, made me want to try a 2000. So I picked up a 2000. Honestly, not worth it. It's a little bit lighter. It's an LCD screen. But now I've gone from 45 minutes on a full charge to an hour and a half. So yeah, I kind of get double the time. You get a better charging port. The 1000 model has Vita's own or PlayStation's own little connector. The 2000 uses the micro USB. So, yeah, is what it is. Anyway, so ordered it, waited for it to come in. While I'm waiting for it to come in, um, actually, I think it was the day it was showing up, I see that Anbernic announces the RG Vita. Odd that I ordered one and then they announced one. I actually didn't know this was in the works. I don't visit the Discord channels that the others do. They're all in like the Discord channel with some Anbernic people, Retroid people, whatever. I don't do that. If I'm going to do a Discord channel, I'm going to do my own Discord channel for my people. We're going to do our own thing. Okay, that's what we're about over here. So, odd coincidence, they create or release the RG Vita. So now I'm thinking to myself, was it worth it? Because I paid 300. Yep, 300 for a neon orange PlayStation Vita. Now, oddly, it doesn't come off as neon orange. It more of a coral pink or some kind of salmon color, depending on the light. Sometimes it looks orange. Most of the time, it's kind of a orangish pink. I do like the little orange, like see-through buttons here, like the clear with the orange backing. That looks awesome. They got the Vita sticks. I've never been a fan of Vita sticks ever. So you got your L and R on top, and then your touch panel on the back. So all your typical Vita buttons. And yeah, Anbernic's take on the RG Vita does look close. But first, let's go over this one. So I picked this up for 300. The guy had it all set up, and wow, it. I am still going through this and cleaning it up. There's too much on it. He has. I mean, I got Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Super Nintendo. I don't want that on the Vita. I have handhelds for that. I don't want that on the Vita. So I've been going through trying to clean it out. I haven't tested like some of these. Hold on, screen's too bright. You guys can't see anything. Let me adjust the screen real quick while we talk. Let's see, sound and display. Brightness, here we go. How's that? That's a little bit better. Let's go all the way down though. I do miss having a Vita, being able to hit that home button and just clear things off. Amazing. Now, I'm sorry the windows are kind of squished because I kind of, even myself, I want to see the Anbernic RG Vita pop up on screen next to this one. And I know the image is squished, so it won't be super accurate, but it's my channel. Go watch someone else. Let's see. I don't remember what I was doing. I was looking this up. Anyway, so yeah, this came fully loaded. I still have to go through and remove. Like I said, I want to remove all the Game Boy games, the PlayStation, or the regular PSP games. I want to remove all that because I have stuff for that. And right now, I'm not going to play regular PSP games on the Vita. I'm going to use my Go. I love the Go for PSP games. But I mean, this came set up. I know the camera's not wanting to focus. I haven't even opened half of these yet. Yeah. And there's more. This is just PSP, some ports. Yeah, this is a lot. I don't. I'm not going to go over to those, but that's not really my style. Those are going to have to go. I don't care for Sonic. Actually, there's not really a Sonic game I like. I mean, I didn't have a Sega growing up. I played the first two Sonic games, and yeah, that was about it. I played Spinball a little bit, actually. Still didn't care for him. If you're curious, the background is Samurai Champloo. I set that background. He had a lo-fi girl theme on it, which was fine, but not really for me. But then again, I don't like menu music, and that kind of brings the theme all together. And yeah, don't care for it. So 300 for a Vita, and like I said, you can get a Vita for way less. You can get a Vita for under 200 bucks, and this one, it felt like it was an okay deal because he already had the SD or yeah, or Vita to SD or SD to Vita adapter in it. He already had everything done. So it comes down to what what dollar amount do you put on your time? Like, how do you value your time? To me, the amount of time it takes to set one of these up and get all this stuff on here, not that it's going to take an insanely long amount of time, but I value my time more than that. So it was worth paying a little extra to already have the SD to Vita adapter, already have it set up, already have stuff on it, not having to wait for downloads and things like that. Yeah. Now, under my favorites, of course, these ones I've been putting together. I've been storing them in here. I got a favorites folder. I started a favorites 2 folder just for stuff I can go through. I can tell you this much, you see Cuphead on it. That doesn't run very well. But ultimately, I got this for Persona 4. Now, I could just emulate Persona 4. They also have a remake version coming out on Steam. I'm fairly excited about it. Now, I'm trying to finish Persona 3 before I jump into 4. I've started 4 maybe one other time in my life. I never got far in it. So I'm actually really excited to play through 4 because you cannot bring up the PS Vita without somebody talking about Persona 4. It obviously made this handheld. So I'm going to try that out. I might even do it on here. Now, we're going to talk about a negative to this real quick before we get to talking about Anbernic and comparing them. So I got this. I was super excited about it. The guy sent it. And he sent it with more than just SD to Vita adapter and all set up. He sent me a clear case that goes over it, clear protective case. I don't like the way those things feel, so I don't have it on there, and I'm probably not going to put it on. I do have a grip coming for it that adds L2 R2, so it just has little, you press them and it has little pads that press on the touchpad. That's still on the way. He sent a case for it, which it wasn't a bad case. I don't think I have it laying out. Just a basic case. He sent a couple little lanyards, a black one, an orange one. So, I mean, it's a generic case, but hey, it's a case. It works. Um, what else? Charging cable. Just random extras, which was nice. It's a nice touch for 300 bucks. I don't think it's quite worth 300, but you got to make profit if you're doing this, and that might be his living. I don't know. So he's got to make a little money, and I'm okay supporting that. Now the downside. They didn't clean it as well as I thought they would. I had to go through it. There was some stuff around the D-pad and on the underside of some of the sticks. There's also something off in there. You can kind of see it. You see that little black spot? I've been trying to clean that out for 3 days now. I can't get whatever that is out of there. I'm going to have to tear it apart to do it. Which is interesting that I say that. Because if I go up... Hold on, I got to pull it away so I can see what I'm doing. Looking for something specific. That's parental controls, music ports, settings. Let me look in here. Nope. Not what I wanted. I don't know if I'll be able to find it now. Hold on. Let's jump back into settings real fast. That's not it either. Ah, there it is. Vita tester app. So with this, I can test everything's working. So there you can see my fingers touching the back. You can see that's working. I mean, of course, you can see my fingerprint. There, that's working. You can see these are lighting up. Sticks are moving. Everything's working the way it should. Now, if you watch, here's the problem. Let's see if I can keep my camera see that? Did you see it? Wait. See it's moving? Yep, that's not me. I'm not touching it. Looks like they didn't test it all the way through. So now I gotta order a replacement stick for this. Because most games will work fine. Okay, that doesn't affect a lot of stuff. Like I could play through, I believe I could play through Persona 4. As far as I know, that doesn't have much of an effect on it. A lot of games, that's going to be panning your camera around. You're going to have to fight it a little bit. Now, games like Borderlands, SteamWorld Heist, really hard to play with that. And that's how I caught it. I started up Borderlands 2, was walking, looked straight down. I thought to myself, did I bump it? Because I have an issue where if I'm using the D-pad on a Vita, my thumb keeps hitting this. If I go to hit X over here, my thumb's right on top of that. Well, I'm not necessarily hitting it down, but it's registering a press, so it's doing that thing where it's shooting me straight down. So I have to replace that, which I might make a video out of that because I've never torn open a Vita, so it's going to be fun. All right, let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's talk about the Anbernic RG Vita. So if we know how Anbernic goes and how they do things, let's take the RG slide or anything else really. Most of the time, like the RGDS right out launch, they will release a handheld designed around something, and it won't necessarily play what it's designed around. Ooh, that's loud. Give me just a second. I thought I turned the volume down. Okay, killed that. All right, let's play it again. So here we go. Let's pause it right there. Now, we got... Obviously, the Anbernic's going to have better sticks. Definitely looks... Yeah, it has more of that Switch-style Hall Effect stick on them. Whereas this has the little knobby Vita sticks. I hate Vita-style sticks. This is what you find in, like, the Miu... Yeah, the Miu Flip. Not the Miu Mini Flip, but the Miu Flip. And I hated that. I hate these with a passion. Now, I see the D-pad up there, and that D-pad does not look like the typical Anbernic D-pad. Which is kind of upsetting, because Anbernic has good D-pads. If you do something really well, you don't have to change it. We're fine with it being the same D-pad all the time if we love it. I worry about that D-pad. Now, the little design where you got that indent around the buttons, and it extends down around the sticks, and it's around the D-pad and down around the stick on the RG Vita. I like that look. I do. I like that look a lot. I like it's going to be, you're going to cover that 16 by 9 content. It looks like a Vita. It has it's the way it should be. It has this now. The RG Vita looks more like the 1000 model, and of course, when I finally decide to grab a 2000 model, here comes Anbernic with the RG Vita, and I should have my 1000 model to compare it to. But even though odd coincidences like this happen to me, it's never 100% perfect. You know what I mean? So now Anbernic's going to have L2R2, whereas obviously the RG Vita has L2R2. The PS Vita will not. It'll just have these physical buttons for L and R, and then you use the touchpad. But like I said, I have a grip coming that makes it more of a controller and has L2R2, so I can use that. Now, if you've used the PS Vita, it's not that big of a deal to use the touch for things. There's a lot of games that take full advantage of everything that the PS Vita has, from the touch screen to the touch panel on the back, everything. I mean, you could walk up behind an enemy and slit their throat like that. Anyway, it's good stuff. Now, obviously, the RG Vita will not have a touch panel on the back. Great. That's one less thing they can screw up. I do love Anbernic, let me be clear. I love their devices. But it's kind of been a disappointing run with Ioneo and Anbernic lately. And as soon as I heard the RG Vita get announced, this is where the realization comes in. We will not see a smaller, more budget RG slide that's closer to a PSP Go. What did I say? I said they're not going to do it. They still haven't done it. I hope to eat my words on this. I hope they do it, and I got to eat some crow because I'll be happy. But they're not gonna. We're not gonna get that $100 or less slide PSP Go style. I mean, this was the opportunity. And if you think it's still gonna happen, they're releasing a PSP aimed device right now, and it's not the slide. They're not gonna do it. It's gonna be a while before they revisit this. So I don't know the specs yet necessarily. Someone released the spec sheet, I guess. Or sorry, I do know the specs. It's a T618. I forgot. I seen the specs last night. So it's a T618 in it, which is older. You're not really gonna get a lot of PS Vita on a T618. This is not gonna be for new people to open up and just play Vita games. Not gonna happen. You are going to have to tinker with everything to get some Vita games to run. It'll do PSP beautifully. You'll be able to upscale PSP. So if you want an Anbernic device that is aimed towards PSP and going to run it beautifully, this is it. Now the other thing we have is an LCD panel. It's not an OLED. Now I've heard there's going to be some mixed reviews on that. Some people are going to be upset that it's not an OLED panel. Some people are going to be happy. Now, because it looks like the original 1000 Vita, I feel like there's a missed opportunity for that to get an OLED panel and actually kind of step into the shoes of the 1000 model Vita. But it won't work with a T618. They would have to go up to Snapdragon T820 or above. Now, they have a Pro model coming out. I don't know the specs on a Pro model. Given Anbernic's history, that will probably end up with the Dimensity 8300 or whatever other Dimensity chip they're working on. It's like refusing to go with the flow. Everybody else is Snapdragon. Anbernic's like, I want to be different, and I don't care about anybody else. Everybody else does Snapdragon. I'm going to keep this other company in business by buying their chips. It's like it's like that guy, and I was that guy, where when the newest, hottest thing comes out, say you're in school, all your friends, and this happened to me, all my friends are playing Pokemon, right? They're playing Pokemon Red, they're playing Pokemon Blue, they got Game Boys, that's all they could talk about. I was the kid going Pokemon stupid. Nope, don't care to play it, not gonna play it, don't want to play it. I didn't have a Game Boy or anything at the time. So I was being resistant because I was just, one of those people at the time. And that's how it feels Anbernic's doing. They're like, nope, not doing Snapdragon. Don't care. Don't care if it's budget friendly. Don't care if it's better. Nope. They're just going to stick to Dimensity. Long story short, got a Game Boy Pocket later that year with Pokemon Blue, and Game Boy Pocket became one of my favorite original hardware handhelds. Love the Game Boy Pocket still. Top of my list right next to the PSP Go. So, that's how that ended up. If it helps you, Anbernic. Anyway, so T618 LCD panel. Now, I'm going to be on team, I'm okay with LCD panel. Because this has a 618 and an LCD, this will be the budget. I mean, obviously, it's not the Pro, so it's clearly going to be the more budget model. But just for the fact that I believe it has 3 gigs of RAM. So there's already a T618 Anbernic device with an OLED screen and 4 gigs of RAM that's around $100, $115. I believe the Fox did a video on it. I caught a little bit of it, enough to hear a couple things that helped me with my video, so thank you. He did a video on it and ran through the specs, and like he said, that other Anbernic 505, whatever, I can't remember the one, T618 OLED 4 gig of RAM, that's like 115-ish. So this should be our $100 model right here. For $100, would I pick this up? PSP has a really wonderful library. Massive. Really. For $100, yeah. Why not? I mean, we picked up the RGDS, right? A lot of people hated that. I still think the RGDS ended up a winner. I hated it at the start. I didn't even want one. I got sent one, and I had to eat crow on that. I actually really like my RGDS. It's one of my favorites now. So maybe this will do it too. But if you're wanting to get into the PSP thing, here you go. The RG Vita will do it for you. Let's let the video play. Now, true to Anbernic fashion, they're going to show this running things that it really shouldn't be running because they've tweaked it to high heaven. That's just what you're going to have to deal with. I mean, we've seen that with the RGDS where they were running all kinds of 3DS stuff until you realize there was issues in the video if you look at it close enough. And not only that, they were running a lot of lightweight stuff. So that's what we get. This might end up being a good Android device. I mean, look at him. What is that, Genshin right there? I mean, everybody still focuses on Genshin, which I thought was a really good game. But I played Genshin for a while, and then I ended up giving my account to my daughter. She has like 20 Genshin accounts and plays with her friends. But sometimes I think about trying it again. I just can't get into it, though. I got to have some PvP in there. But here we go, God of War. When he did that first roll in that video, it did look like it was stuttering a little. So T618, I would think lightweight. I wouldn't think you're going to get the full PS2 and GameCube library. No. It's going to be a tinkerer's handheld at that. Unless you go up to lightweight PS2, lightweight GameCube, think RPGs, Final Fantasy, whatnot. And then really just want one to play. That, you know what? I kind of like that gray one. I really like the black handhelds with the full glass front because it looks like the screen just appears like out of nowhere. But that retro gray didn't look bad, actually. But anyway, if you want something if you're wanting to get into the PSP world for $100 and this lands at that, it's going to be a good one. Okay? I'm not excited for it. It's not a design that excites me. It does feel like they're getting a little more back to their roots. This does look like a cheap kind of Retroid Pocket 5, Retroid Pocket 6, whereas they're copying Nintendo. Anbernic's like, let's stay on the PlayStation train and copy their stuff, which I appreciate because it would suck if every company decided to keep copying or go off each other and we keep getting handhelds that all look the exact same. Not that this doesn't realistically look the same. It's a rounded candy bar horizontal style handheld with sticks, D-pad. It is what it is. So I am interested to see the Pro model. With Anbernic's history, it worries me that the Pro model is going to come out. We're going to see the specs on it and go, what the hell? That's not going to run Vita. What are you doing? So, price is going to worry me until I see it. I'm really hoping the regular one goes for $100. If it lands at $100, we will probably pick one up for my channel. We'll probably go through it. Why not? Get a PSP that has L2R2 built in. They're showing a little Wind Waker here, but this ain't even the part of Wind Waker that starts to lag. They got to get to a better spot. So, well, tell me what you guys think. I don't know. I'm gonna be on the fence on this one until it happens. I really do enjoy having a PS Vita. You know, real quick before I get off of here, and I do this all the time. I start to end my video, then I start talking again. Some of you are probably here to see how many times I try to end my video. Anyway, I thought about this, but then didn't talk about it. If the RG Vita non-pro model lands at about $100, I will recommend this to anybody viewing this video, and here's why. Getting into the PSP thing, if you go online and you shop, you're going to find Japanese model, you're going to find US model. Now, the only thing you really got to worry about is the UMD drive in movies. The movies are region locked, but putting something like ARC 4 on it, like I have on my PSP Go, takes all of 5 minutes, and then if you can play whatever UMD movie you want. You can switch the region if you need to, whatever. The games, and I did this last time, I didn't really explain that I meant movies, not games, when I said region lock. Someone called me out in the comments, and then I explained, sorry, I was talking about movies at the time. That's what I meant. Here's the downfall. You're buying the emulation version, so you're not really going to get, and I haven't done it, so someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you're really going to be able to do much of the PSP e-boot. Not that you really need to, because you can just play PSP1 or PS1 games on it. But there's something out there you have to e-boot. I don't know that there is. I don't think you can with the emulator side of things. But I'm really just hinting at UMD movies. Now, that's not a big deal. 99% of you are just going to roll your eyes and shrug at that comment. But I can tell you right now, I'm really enjoying being able to put PSP movies or UMD movies on my PSP Go, slide it closed, and set it up somewhere, have a little earbud in, and have a movie. We just went through bad weather here in Oklahoma, and if the power went out, yeah, I could use my phone, but in an emergency situation, my PSP Go can't make a phone call. My phone can. So I'm saving my phone battery. And guess what? Using my PSP Go to watch a movie. There's a situation for all of it. So, but that's what you run into. So 100 for the RG Vita. If you look up PSPs, you're going to be $150, $200. Now you can get them fully already customed out, new shells, buttons, all that good stuff, $200. The problem is, most of them have a disclaimer that says the UMD drive may work, may not work, or someone will say UMD drive doesn't work. It's really hard to get one that someone's very clear whether the UMD drive works or doesn't work. I want a physical PSP, the actual one with a working UMD drive, because I want to build a collection of UMD movies. I think UMD was a great media, and I feel like it, yeah, I love it, so I want to do it. I don't really care who has an opinion on it. I like it. So yeah, you're looking at about $200. So if all you want is the PSP library, just the games, don't care about the movies, e-boot, none of that, don't want to mess with ARC 4, don't care about having the original hardware in your hands, because Anbernic makes a good product, it's going to feel quality, for $100, go for it. But if this thing is $150, go buy an original. Go buy an actual PSP. If this thing is $200, which it better not be, that would be stupid, go get a PSP Go. And the higher it gets, the closer it's going to get to go buy the original hardware. Because this will hold value better than the Anbernic. You know, another few years down the road, I could resell this for almost what I paid for it, if not more, whereas the Vita is going to decrease the moment I order it. If I'm paying $100 for it, I can't resell you a used one when you can go to their website and buy it for $100 for 100. I'm gonna have to sell it for 70, 80 bucks. I have to take an L on some of it. Original hardware becomes an investment. Look at it like buying gold or silver. So, and that's where we end up with this whole thing. Quick note, and I'm not going to pull up the site, but if you guys have seen Ioneo did their thing where we're going to be better, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and then they have the Pocket S Mini coming out. I'm not pulling it up because I still don't know if I'm at the point where I really want to do anything with Ioneo again. The Ioneo Pocket Mini, Air Mini, right? Yeah, is an amazing budget device and just destroys everything else in that category. But the S Mini or whatever it is stupid. That's dumb. That is a dumbass device. Okay? And it's going to have one size battery, and then they decided to shift gears and put a smaller battery in it. And then instead of being like, hey, we'll make it cheaper, they're going to go, you know what? Let's give you a secondary device as compensation, which it's neat they're compensating. But why not just give me a discount? Oh, right, because you're money hungry and greedy as shit and don't want to give some money back, right? Why not give us a choice if we back that device? Give us a choice of a couple different things. Let us message you. You might find that some people just don't care, don't even message you, and you don't have to compensate them. They're going to be fine with whatever shows up. So instead, give us a couple options. Let us email you and say, hey, on my order, this is what I want as compensation. But instead, you're giving everybody a $70, $80 device. And if you took it from that $319, $320 price range and took $70 off, all of a sudden, the Pocket S or S Mini or whatever the hell it is becomes a little more of a value. But at $319 for what you're getting on that thing, that's stupid. And then I seen like the Next 2 thing pop up this morning. Ioneo, what the hell is wrong with you? You did that whole apology, we were in the wrong thing, but you're not learning. Feels like we're giving birth to a Bond villain again. We're recreating Nintendo with Ioneo. Greedy as shit. I mean, just the amount, what they're putting out, the cost of this stuff. They're still hiding certain colors behind paywalls. Like, if I'm backing your stuff, I don't care what SKU I'm picking up. If I'm giving you my money before you hand me a device, I should be able to pick any color I want. I understand having more storage behind that paywall or more RAM, but a color? The hell is wrong with you? AYN, please, watch this video. Step in. Fight back. Make us a budget handheld. Make us the PSP Go slide that we want. You can do it. I know you can, AYN. AYN, you are the king of handhelds. You have been the reigning king for a long time. Your devices are cost effective. They're friendly. I mean, everything just it works. I mean, instead of buying the Ioneo S Mini Pocket S bullshit, go get a Thor. Go get the minimum basic Thor with the Snapdragon in it. Do that. It'll be better for your money. All right, let's get this wrapped up. This week, I should be able to do a couple more videos. We have a Temu find for you. A cheap Temu device that actually plays carts. Just one specific handheld. It plays GBA carts. We have one of those in the test. It looks a little funky, but not too bad for, I think, $20, $25 price point. What else do we have? A couple other attachments that we picked up for certain things we're going to cover. I believe we have an MCon to discuss. I have a off-topic audio device I picked up that is not necessarily gaming, but still, I like to go over tech, electronics, things of that nature. It's fun, you know what I mean? So I enjoy doing that on my channel. We're not just focused on handhelds. We're covering it all. We're here for all of it. All right, everybody, tell me what you think about the RG Vita. Are you gonna go in for one of these? If it's at $100, are you in for one of these? What's your high end? What is the most you would pay for the RG Vita T618 LCD panel, 3 gig of RAM? Tell me what's the most you would pay if they put it up for retail. Keep in mind you're probably looking at $20 shipping, so $120, and I do count shipping in my head, like when I'm thinking about it. So I'd like to get this for about $80 and end up 100 flat after shipping. So let me know what you guys think. Which one are you going to go for? Are you going to go for it? Would you prefer the RG Vita or the actual Vita, except with a working right stick? I'm still really excited about this thing. I'm going to get it fixed. I believe a replacement stick was like less than $20, so not too bad. I am excited for it. And I like the way the theme matches the orange. All right, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. I might try to get another video out tomorrow, depending on when I get in my office. If not, it'll be the day after. I will see you guys then.